Welcome back to the 2017 Canadian Under-25 Championships. I'm Jake Shuknick, joined again by Daryl Fitzgerald.
Evening, everybody.
Yeah, I guess it is evening, depending on where you are. It could be afternoon if you're on the West Coast. But for our final match of the day, we have Alex LeBlanc from Ontario against Carter Watson from Saskatchewan. They're playing on rink 3, which is pretty far in. Our cables don't reach too far, so it's going to look sort of like a side angle, unfortunately. That's the best we can do for now. Alex started off pretty good there with a toucher. Alex has the orange bowls, as we saw from the end of last game. Carter has those everything colored bowls.
Yeah.
Yellow and...
Definitely yellow. I can't remember what the speckles are on them, though. Good one from Carter there, and just a hold shot.
Alex taking some weight off, but probably too much. As always, if you have any questions or comments, let us know you're watching. Reach out to us on Facebook and Twitter. At BCB Official on Facebook, at BCB Bowls on Twitter. You can reach Daryl on Twitter at Canadian Bowler. Send all the hate mail his way.
As always, we'd love to hear from you. Messages, comments, questions, anything. Happy to chat with you, happy to interact, and make this a fun stream.
Since there were 13 men in this event, a pool of 7 and a pool of 6, the pool of 6 all have a bye right now, while the pool of 7's playing an extra round. So there are only 3 men's matches going on, along with the women's match. Kara Webster and Sydney Boyd for the women.
Carter's chasing it down.
Crashing on Alex.
Yeah.
On rink number 4, it's Kamla Friends against Owen Kirby. I believe they're probably 1 and 2 in their pool right now. I'd have to go check the standings to double check that though. A couple rinks over, it's Rob Law against Josh Cameron, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. Alright, Alex trying to draw in another shot here. He's currently holding 1. I believe Carter is 2nd and 3rd right now.
And that might not be good enough.
It might be good for 3rd shot, but I don't think 2nd. I believe Carter's back bowl there is holding 2nd shot right now.
Yeah, looking at the standings right now, Owen Kirby's in 1st for this pool with 3 and 0. Cam's in 2nd at 2 and 0. But there's still a whole nother day tomorrow. Anything can happen. Don't think Carter likes that.
No, it's just sailing by.
Sailing on by the outside. So that should be a good one for Alex to start. And he's standing back looking for 2. I don't know if you're going to get it.
If you back up to rink 2 or 1, maybe.
Yeah, the further you get, the better it looks. Looks like Owen and Cam are having a pretty good head over there on
I've been trading shots over there. It's
rink 4.
It's a battle of the tall, lanky players.
Also a battle of speed. Those 2 are guaranteed to be the first ones off the rink, no matter what the score is. Those guys take 2 seconds on the mat, and they deliver 3 seconds after the bowl's finished. They're very fast.
Oh.
So that was one for Alex there, that first end.
Yeah, I haven't seen Alex bowl in quite a while, even though he's in Ontario. But as we saw last game and at the start of this game, he's bowling. He's been bowling really well. Carter, we saw through the under-18s, and obviously he bowled really well. He was in the gold medal game and bowled really well in that as well at the same time.
Wind is really starting to pick up here now. And they are calling for showers tomorrow, so we might not be able to stream tomorrow. Gonna have to play that one by ear.
Definitely tune into the social media airwaves to see updates on that.
If you're not a huge social media fanatic, I believe on the Bowls Canada homepage, if you scroll to the bottom on the right-hand side, there's the Facebook feed, or Twitter feed, rather.
Alex finding his weight here early to just past Jack High. Carter just scooting by, probably about 3 to 4 feet through.
Alex is chasing this one down. I think he's wide and outside. That's likely not in the count. Carter's just looking to draw inside of Alex's last few balls there.
Yeah, he's trying to take a little weight off of his last, but looks like he's about a foot to 2 feet short, just on the outside.
Big thanks to our sponsors and partners, Government of Canada through Sports Canada, the Coaching Association of Canada, Kukri, our official clothing supplier, MVP Sports, longtime support of the junior program, along with Henry Lang and Irene Forster, who also support the juniors, and lawnbowlingmanager.com. Head on over to lawnbowlingmanager.com to find out how you can get a free demo on making your club more efficient.
Alex with a few good shots in here. He could be holding 3 at the moment.
We'll see what Carter can do with his last bowl here.
Steve Zanson marking for a game. Saying how you definitely can't hear from down there, so scream at them if they have a question.
Yeah, Steve Zanson would make for a really good marker, I think. He knows a thing or two about the game.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Alright, getting down for a measure here.
You know, you see that marker there's wearing a fanny pack. We were actually looking into that to see if we could maybe get some Bowls Canada fanny packs, but we didn't know how many players would actually invest in those, because you see the odd one, but it's not like everybody wears one.
It's a fashion statement, for sure.
It is.
I think things like that can be useful if you don't like having stuff in your pockets, and when you're bowling, swing it around your back.
I can't say I've ever worn one while bowling. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
No, I haven't either, so looks like Alex picked up 1 or 2, let's see. He picked up 2.
2 2 for the white, if you were to translate that into English. Growing up playing against him, we used to call him Gandalf. That's because the white. Playing that back to the tee here.
Excellent opening ball here from Alex.
Good opener. Interesting to note how much faster Carter plays now that he doesn't have a coach here.
Yeah, I didn't see him do it overly much during the round robin, but definitely in those medal games he was wanting to know as much information from his coach as possible.
He's in separate pools from his brother, so I don't think they'll actually play each other unless they both make it to the semis.
Mm-hmm. Carter just shooting through the head there and falling into the ditch.
Some of these games have been quite lengthy today, 2 hours or so. So if this is game number 4, some of these players have been playing for 6 hours before this game even starts. And that's bowling 6 hours, not just at the club.
Yep. It's a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is still holding shot. Yeah, it's kind of tricky to see from Carter's bowl is almost the same level.
Mm-hmm. Side angle is a little tough. I know for the majors we've got a couple sets of scaffolding lined up, scissor lifts actually, so we'll be able to get a bird's eye view of what's going on, which is great.
If you want to volunteer to go up in the scaffolding and man one of those cameras, let Jake know.
Yeah.
We'll stick you up there for like 12 hours. And
last year during the finals we threw Cam up on one of the scaffolds and let him big. Turned into a lobster after an hour or so. But yeah, it's definitely a lot better if we can have someone manning the camera so that way they can zoom in and out and pan around and whatnot. So if you're in the Victoria area at all between August 14 and 19 and want to camp out on top of some scissor lifts, we'd love to have you operate some cameras for us. So that's all. I think it might be one for Carter, but Alex picked up the mat and the jack, so I guess it was one Alex. So that'll make it 4-0. Looking next door, it's 3-1 for Cam over Owen, but Owen's lying 2 in the head right now.
it should be a good game between Owen Kirby and Cam LaFrenz. They've both been rolling well so far in the under 25s.
Owen's been playing deadly draws, but so has Cam. The only difference, I guess slight advantage I might give is I think I trust Cam's drive better than Owen's. So if need be, Cam can really let loose, whereas I haven't seen Owen pack that kind of punch yet. Of course, he hasn't really had to.
We'll see if that comes into play. I know Owen threw a couple and didn't get so fortunate, so he stuck to his draw and it really carried him all the way through. So wouldn't be surprised to see him still hold that restraint and play those.
Then again, if he plays deadly draws, he might be forcing Cam to drive, which could be a turning point. If you're forced to drive, you're usually in trouble.
Yeah. The interesting other point is that they both have a similar style of game where they both like to play very short jacks.
Mm-hmm.
So both of their strengths lie in the short jacks. It's going to be who plays the better one. And Alex LeBlanc bowling some magnificent bowls here. He urged that one on at the end, and it just touched.
I think he was telling me that his parents might be watching this game. They've got a big TV at home. He said that they're going to be watching this on, so if that's the case, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. LeBlanc.
I'm glad to have you with us.
Carter Watson. Jinx. Next round's on you.
Yeah. Great bowl there. Great bowl.
Stellar. That can sometimes be just gut-wrenching to play three beauties and then see it all disappear.
That's right. Camera friends on the next screen just pumped Owen in for a secure shot. I think maybe it's because he's not playing with the sunglasses on, which he usually does.
Yeah. Weird to actually be able to see where he's looking.
Yeah. I believe actually Bo behind the bench there in the blue is acting as Carter's coach because he's back there just having a quick chat. So. Carter's definitely got the support of his brother and his whole family behind him, which is really, really nice to see.
I believe that Bo is competing in the outdoor singles this year, as he's been to one or two before.
We definitely made some money in the little fun pairs tournament that we had in between events, beating out all the kids.
It was a good turnout for that fun little pairs game.
Yeah. Well, we faced him and Anne-Marie Seitman in our second game, and well, they beat us.
Well, they were the eventual champs.
They were, so I feel good about that.
If you're gonna lose, it might as well be to the champs.
That's right.
So that'll be one for Carter to get him on the board. To make it 4-1. Do you have any special rituals or superstitions, good luck charms?
Don't have any good luck charms, which is surprising because I used to in baseball. But it's my whole pre-shot delivery. I have a few motions that I go through before I actually stand on the mat. It's something to get me focused, something to make sure I'm in the right frame of mind, I'm visualizing correctly. So there's a few things that I definitely have to do. It's not super noticeable. It's just personal to myself, but it just gets me in the right frame of mind. And just one of those things that you do. But yeah, I'm not overly superstitious, so I don't have that. But I know some of these players definitely are.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard stories of players not washing their socks.
I've smelled those stories too.
Yeah.
Firsthand. Yeah, you were telling me earlier that Owen used to have a habit of sort of adjusting his hat 3 times.
Yeah, he had a little thing he used to do. It used to just get him in the right frame of mind, sink him in, and sometimes you just grow out of them and things change. But no, he's definitely become a good bowler and just focuses on making the shot that he needs to.
Al Scott's watching apparently. He says Daryl Fitz is my good luck charm.
Love you too, Al. See you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. I'm actually real pumped that Al's going to be at the majors.
Great Scott. Yeah.
Great Scott indeed. They'll be playing in the triples, I believe, with Grant Wilkie and I think it might be Murray Patulli.
Yep, I believe you're right.
Not sure on that. I should really know this because I've had all of the online entries coming my way, so
That's right.
I've seen everybody register. I know who you all are.
Close shots there from both Alex and Carter, trying to do something with the jack. Judging by the angle, I assume that Carter's still shot.
Yeah, I think so. One bowl left to come each year. If I'm Alex, I'm probably looking to just rest out Carter's bowl there. Assuming he's playing his backhand, that maybe tuck the jack in behind.
That makes sense.
That's what I would do if I were in his shoes. Those bright orangey, pinkish colored ones.
Yeah. The other side just might not offer that same opportunity. He's definitely
playing the forehand.
Yeah. Sometimes you just play the good hand, make the good shot.
And he's found the port.
Yeah, the same port. They've all been just scooting by. I think Carter's taking a look to see if he does get that orange, will he get 3?
Showed out is indeed successful, Al. Keep on trucking. Sure you're cheering on your Sask boys, although there's only one on the green right now from the looks of things. Well, 2, I guess, if you count Sydney Boyd over there. She's up 6-5 at the moment over Kara Webster. Hoping to hold, and he just edged out Al. Not sure if that's going to be good enough to bring in another, though. I don't think he pushed it far enough away. I think he needed a bigger chunk of Alex's bowl there. Next door, Kamla Friends up 7-5 over Owen Kirby. Josh Cameron up 3-2 over Rob Law.
Good games going on.
I think they're starting to get used to this carpet here now, which is 11 or 12 years old or so, which is very old for a carpet, but it's still in pretty good condition, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Underneath it needs a little bit of work, but that's to be expected as things age, especially in the Nova Scotia winters, I'm sure. Things don't stay in place. I'm told that they can actually bowl on this if there's no frost in the winter. That the odd time Terry's been down here in January, rolling a few.
Interesting.
Great opening bowl there from Carter.
Yeah.
What a beaut.
Nuzzling right up to the jack there.
It's a good nuzzle.
Now it's just ending up a bit wide. Good weight on that ball though.
Pretty good bowls there from Alex. Or from Carter, rather. Sorry.
Just coming up short on this one.
Coming up well short on that. Not sure if that was an intentional guard or not.
I would assume not, but
It
well,
worked.
it worked. You never know.
Big thanks to the Dartmouth Lawn Bowls Club for hosting this event. I'm sure it's been a long process to get everything organized and together, and to give up your greens for over a week is no easy task right in the middle of peak bowling season, but it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, no, this has been absolutely brilliant. Great volunteers, great people, just a beautiful setting.
Mm-hmm.
And the food's been great.
Oh yeah, has it ever?
Taco Tuesday on Saturday.
Yeah. Taco Tuesday on Saturday. I'm actually quite happy that Anne-Marie Siteman's been to several of these. I couldn't tell you how many she's been to with John, but they've picked up a few things along the way and know what kids like, what kids want, so they've made this event incredibly useful, incredibly, I don't know what word I'm looking for here, but it's a little bit different from all the other ones, as it's got extra little perks here and there. Like she has a phone charging station because she knows how many kids have phones and are always trying to charge them.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I haven't heard any complaints from the competitors on what's going on, except for outside drinks.
Yeah, you're probably going to get that complaint at most clubs you go to, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
One exception to that's probably Niagara Falls, where their outside rinks are actually better than their inside rinks.
Yeah. Got the nice big wide hand too.
Big wide swoops, I love those. Though I'm told this year they're struggling to get their pace up around 10 seconds or so, which is dreadfully slow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Clubs do go through swings like that.
Mm-hmm.
Carter with another good opening ball, just sliding by. Only by a couple feet.
Mm-hmm. Got the mat up a little bit there, halfway up the rink. So that makes this sort of a medium length jack. Good opening there from Alex.
Carter very polite with the markers, always saying thank you and getting information.
Thank you. Can't quite see the head next door, but Cam and Owen are putting on a very tough match. Just packing the heads tight.
Looks like Owen's trying to draw for 3 here, but
That's a tough head to draw into.
yeah, I think he didn't want to disturb it too much, so he just sailed a little bit wide.
Yeah, there's just one for Owen there, so that makes it 9-6 for Cam. Yeah, Carter's so quick with it. Okay, thank you. Reply anytime he asks the question. Yeah, good manners.
Oh, he's liking it. Grabs the
And
jack
got
for
it.
2. Beautiful shot.
What a beaut. And it's getting a little chillier out here, which means the green should pick up pace a bit.
That's just pushing his front bowl up. If he had slid by, he might have been second shot. Get pretty close. Carter's got 2 shots plus the back bowl, so he just wants to slide one in there. He's already got position. He's chasing after this one. I mean, anything behind is good too.
Down in the women's match, Sydney Boyd's up 8-5 over Kara Webster. Looks like Josh Cameron's up 7-4 over Rob Law. I feel like there's so many more scores I should be saying. I'm so used to, rhyming off 7 different scores, but
Yeah, we have a few empty rings here.
yeah. Pretty good effort there from Alex.
Yeah, he had a bunch of good bowls. He just couldn't squeeze it enough to take it away. So there's one.
Looking for 2.
Looks like 2.
I believe that's umpire Mary Cook as the scorekeeper back there. She umpired throughout the entire junior tournament. And those are some very long days. 12, 13 hour long. I think she's out of a number 5, so she's off to steal it from the rink next door. All tied up at 5. In case anybody's curious, we do have the provinces lined up for who's hosting what next year. Youth Championships will be in Manitoba. The majors / outdoor singles will be in Saskatchewan. Senior triples in Alberta and mixed pairs in BC. I believe we're going to be having a meeting with President's Council in a few, well, I guess several weeks really. It'll be at some point in September. And we'll see if we can hash out a schedule for the next 9 years so you can find out where things will be well in advance.
Carter with an excellent adjustment from his first bowl. It'll be exciting to see where everything is lined up. New format and all.
I've already heard there are a few clubs that are anxious to see when their province will host next so they can bid on it.
It's good to hear. We should all be excited to be hosting these events. They can be really inspirational to all the bowlers in your province.
I'm also curious how many new clubs will be able to host now that the majors can be hosted on a 2-green facility.
Absolutely.
Marker's quick on his toes there to keep that bowl out of the head from next door.
Yeah. Camera friends deciding why draw when you can drive.
Yeah. Why draw when you can drive is right.
Picking at the shot bowl to give himself one. Because Owen had drawn a really close one in.
Alex is chasing this down. Not sure if he has the legs to get by. Trying to sweep it.
Trying to wave it in, but not quite.
No dice. Carter's looking to draw a third, and I think he's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just in there.
Just enough. Alex has the last bowl. It looks like he might be able to draw around Carter's last bowl, but can't quite tell what that hand is doing yet.
Just quick breath by Alex. Get himself settled.
Mm-hmm. He's looking at it. I don't think it's... Yeah,
oh, he's just chipped.
Didn't think he'd got enough grass on that. But some of these rinks do have a backup here and there, so you never know. And if you're going to be in the area during the majors in Victoria, BC, we're going to be on site. We'll be streaming again and also selling kukri clothing, so come on down to the shop and see what we got on sale. Should be some t-shirts, some sweaters, hats, visors. Actually, that's new this year. We're going to be selling visors, I believe.
Don't tell my wife.
Well, I know we had some complaints about the hats since they're fitted hats. There's no hole in the back to put ponytails in.
Wow, right.
So,
yeah.
The visor, there's a whole open top you can put your ponytail.
You can also meet the legendary Jake Shuknick in person. You can have a little meet and greet signing session.
Yeah. If you have any of those old posters from about 20 years ago where I was 8 years old, are you cut out for bowls? I'll be happy to sign that on site. That was so long ago. I can't believe there's still clubs with that poster kicking around. Puts a smile on my face when I see it.
That's right.
Carter's coming up well short on that first one. We'll see what Alex can do. Just crashing on front. This is going to be a very tricky end to get around those two. And I think Carter's done it. That'll be good for number one. And a touch at a boot.
Fantastic.
That's the new strategy. Guard first, shot second.
That's right.
Alex is well at the back. That might be a good spot if he does end up tapping Carter's pole. I think the jack's heading that way. See if Carter can replicate his second shot. Looks a little spicy to me.
Yeah. Just hoping it stays up.
Yeah, just sticking around.
Yeah. That'll be a decent spot. Cover the back. Supposed to be contemplating his next shot. They're really sticking to that forehand.
Yeah, they really do like that forehand. Must be the better hand to play. The pro hand, as they call it, if it's got the big swoop.
It just doesn't have the legs.
Nope. It's quite the wall up front, though.
Absolutely is.
Looks like a pretty wide open draw to get a second shot in there. He doesn't need to be overly close. But you don't want to give a wing or any sort of help.
That's right. Keep it tiny. Play a good shot here, just around it.
Next door, Cam's up 12-6 over Owen. Looking to leapfrog into first. In the pool, that is. Carter looks a little spicy again to me. Yeah.
Oh, that could be beneficial for him, but he did give Alex a little more space to draw in there if he needs to.
Looks like it's probably 2 for Carter, maybe 3. Might have brought another one into the count by doing that, but you're right, he gave Alex a little more wiggle room to draw. If you have a little bit of time on your hands, why not volunteer for Bulls Canada? We'd love to have you. We have numerous committees and the whole board of directors that is run by volunteers. So head on over to our website and look at the opportunities page to see what's available. Check out the job description for the various committees or being a director.
I guess we can see why they've favored the forehand. Alex tried to play just a nice draw in on the backhand and cut right across the face of that head.
Mm-hmm. So Carter's taking 2 of his bowls out. We'll see if they're going to measure for 3. I'm joined now by John Siteman. How are you doing, John?
Oh, pretty good there, Jake. How are you doing tonight?
A little chilly at the moment, now that the sun's behind some clouds and the wind's picking up. It's getting colder, but I'm told that'll make the greens a little quicker.
Oh yeah, definitely. When it gets a little bit colder, it does sort of smooth it down and makes it really nice and slick. Really good for both the players and for the viewers at home.
So they've taken 2 out of the head right now, and they're measuring for that 3rd shot, and I don't know if it went to Carter or if it went to Alex. We'll see what Mary puts up. So it was just 2 then.
Okay.
So it's 10-5 now for Carter Watson over Alex LeBlanc.
Yeah, Alex definitely looked a little bit frustrated on that shot. He really wanted to have a little bit of a better effort to get close, at least to cut down the count. So definitely something to watch for as the next few ends go on.
Yeah, we'll see if he can bounce back real quick and not let it phase him. Looking around the rinks, as next door is 12-7, Cam LaFrenz over Owen Kirby. Further on down, Rob Law is up 9-7 over Josh Cameron. And Kara Webster's taking the lead, 12-10 over Sydney Boyd. As the last round of this beautiful day in Nova Scotia is coming to a close.
Yeah, definitely a great day to start off the Under-25 championship. I was pretty happy to get to to have 3 great games earlier in the day and get to sit back a little bit and enjoy the evening and watch some of the great bowls from the other pool.
Mm-hmm. Just saw a tweet here that great trip over to PEI where Emma Boyd and friends had a roll-up at Sherwood Lawn Bowling Club. Bill Knox was super welcoming. Correct me if I'm wrong, John, but Sherwood Lawn Bowling Club's probably the furthest east club in Canada, I would think, no?
I would say probably right now, at least, because I don't know about bowls in Newfoundland right now, but yeah, that would probably be the furthest east.
So that's probably neat to do then, as Emma Boyd is from BC, so they went furthest east and they're from furthest west.
Oh, a nice
Friendly
little
rub.
wick there from Carter.
Friendly rub. And I think Alex was just saying, oh, come on. You're not going to take that, are you?
Yeah, Alex really likes to have a lot of fun out there. I was lucky enough to get to play with him in the Forster-Lang pairs way back when I started in my first junior nationals. So I truly know that how much fun he likes to have, but he still likes to be very consistent out there. Oh, a nice draw from Carter.
It's a bit of an unlucky result. I think he was looking to just push Alex's through, and he ended up on his own. I don't think that's the result he was looking for. That opened the door a little bit for Alex. We'll see if he can sneak in. I think he's looking for the jack here. He crashed on his short bowl to bring that in a little closer.
And that makes it a little bit difficult, again, for Alex on his fourth, because that road, as I saw earlier in the day, because I really did not get it, if you have to have the ability to get past that orange, where the orange bowl is right now. If with that there pretty much blocks up the path, and it almost forces you almost immediately to the other side. While Carter's walking up to the mat, I do see over there on rink number 4 a very tight head between Owen Kirby and Cameron LaFrenz. LaFrenz making his return to the Nationals, facing off against the young gun from Heritage Greens.
Yeah, Owen's been playing stellar since he got here.
Yeah, the carpet has really played well for him. Carter doesn't look too happy about that one. Yeah, just come out probably about 10 feet short. Not too good.
Jordan Costin family watching the game and listening to the stream at the same time. We've got Canadian bowler under the clubhouse snapping pictures. Very photogenic. I think that's a new profile picture.
Yeah, I see Jordan and them laughing a little bit. Yeah. Jordan and I have been pretty good friends since I first started coming to nationals, and we've been playing some 2-bowl pairs every time the past few years.
That's a good game. I do like 2-bowl pairs.
Unfortunately, we only ever get to play a few ends here and there, other than at nationals, really.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about making friends from out of province. It's not every day that you're going to get to see them or play with them.
And how many times can you say that you have pretty much playing partners all from around all over the country?
That's fair. That's fair.
Big shot for Alex here.
Don't think he likes it. His facial reaction doesn't look good. I think he's wide and around it all.
Yeah, again, as you saw there, just the challenge of trying to get past that orange bowl. It really doesn't swing there enough to get across and get to the jack where he needed to be. So, tough result. Really gives Carter a stranglehold on this match, depending on whether he did. I think, did they take one out?
That might have just been one that was further away.
Okay.
He was just kicking it out of his way. I don't think that was in the count. That's all good, Corey Boudreau.
Oh yeah, no problem, Corey. Yeah, we had a pretty good day anyway. I was honestly, I didn't need much coaching throughout the day. After a tough start to Luke, I really was able to pick it up and get the win over Ben Van Stein to keep myself in it. So I hope you're feeling okay, and maybe we'll see you around the next day or two.
Yeah, really hope you're feeling better there, Corey. Shout out to PEI junior Amy Spence. While Emma Boyd was at the Sherwood Lawn Bowling Club, saw her name on a trophy. Directly below Stuart McLean, who was the last junior to compete for PEI.
So it looks like they've called a measure there. So Cal Bichard and Paul Knox will come out to facilitate that. Cal is probably known for being one of the most precise markers in umpires in Nova Scotia. I saw him earlier using the feeler gauges to get one of the measures, and boy, it was oh so close. And Alex had the measure go against him. He was a bit shocked, but Cal has the reasoning to back it up. So truly a experienced official.
Yeah, that was a bit of a befuddling result. I thought for sure that would be equidistance and played, but apparently not. There must have been enough space for a feeler gauge to get between back last round.
So it looks like Carter has the jack, so he must have gotten the point there. So pretty good result for him to get up to 11-5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
there.
see 2 shots. Okay.
12-5.
12-5. Okay.
Carter's bringing the man up a few paces. Looking next door, I've been watching that game off and on between Owen and Cam, and Owen's been playing really well, but Cam's up 16-7.
And again, that's really Cam's experience really coming to show, because he's gone to World Bowls, he's gone to many national championships. He's probably one of the most experienced here. Oopsie, sorry.
That's all right.
I'm not used to the controls on this thing already.
That's a pretty good opening there from Carter. Yeah, Cam is probably one of the most experienced players here, having been to World Bowls, 8 nations. He's competed in the World Youth Championships already.
But unfortunately, the one thing that it looks like he's trying to get added onto his resume is a Canadian Junior and Under 25 title, because he's unfortunately had a bit of tough luck at this event for multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
I would always joke with him a little bit that he would get a lot of silver medals and not as many gold.
Yeah, we used to call him Quicksilver back in the day. If you saw him in a final, it was a sure thing he'd be getting silver. And I think that was probably a psychological thing more than anything else. He definitely has the skill set where he could have had many golds.
Oh, for sure.
But he has grown out of that. That's no longer the case. I've seen him win many games while under pressure.
So Carter's going to try to navigate around that orange bowl of Alex's to try to draw a second.
Just inside.
Just inside.
Got a rub, but that could still be in the
could
count.
be still in the count.
We'll see what Alex can do here. He's in sore need to score a few points.
Definitely not what he really wanted. If he could have been at least a foot or so more, it would have really put himself in a good position for at least a good possibility at the last shot. Makes it a little bit more difficult.
Have to wonder if fatigue's kicking in at all, as him and Luke drove all the way from Ontario to here, which is 2-day affair. And being crammed in a car for 2 days, it can certainly take a toll on your body.
Yeah, and also I don't know if this is this their fourth game today, or is it just third?
For these folks, it's 4 unless they had a bye, which I believe Carter had a bye, so it's his third. I don't know if Alex had one.
So Alex is going to come down to the head and just take a look.
Yeah, this is Alex's 4th game of the day.
Yeah, so again, there were some pretty tight matches for him earlier in the day. I believe the game with the feeler gauges measure against Robbie Law was, I believe, 21-19, so it went a long time.
Mm-hmm. They were the last ones off, yeah. He's hoping for turn of the tides by flipping the hat back and putting the shades on. See if that can...
Trying to channel his inner Lyle Adams, I think, with the backwards hat.
Lyle will, of course, be at the majors as their Alberta team won the 4s, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. And Lyle, boy, he always makes some amazing shots whenever he turns that hat back.
Mm-hmm. Alex is looking to draw around, but I think he's just through. Not sure if that helped his cause or not. $16-10 for Kara Webster over Sydney Boyd, and 11-8 for Rob Law over Josh Cameron. 17-7, Cam LaFrenz over Owen Kirby, despite the fact in the head right now Owen Kirby's lying 3, I think.
So Alex has taken 2 out of the head so far. And they're going to get down to measure on the third.
Could be close. I don't think so. I think it's just 2. So I believe this club is 150 plus members, right?
Yeah, about 156, I believe, the last time we put something together for that.
That's a very big membership. That's the largest in Nova Scotia, I think.
Yep, the largest club in Nova Scotia. Cam's club at Wanderers is pretty close now. They're, if they haven't reached 100, actually I believe they just did reach past 100.
Oh yeah, that's always good to hear. Once you get triple digits, that's when you can really start to get out of panic mode and start to really grow and offer more programs, better services to your members.
And this club's a very busy club here at Dartmouth. We pretty much have play going on almost every day of the week, with the exception of weekends unless there's a tournament going on.
Mm-hmm.
Fun night bowling for pretty much every day for every age, level, and experience.
That's good. That's the way it should be. Keep the greens active. Carter's brought that mat up a little bit again and going up 3-4 feet short.
Alex giving a little bit of a deep breath before going for that shot. I do agree with you that fatigue probably is setting in a little bit.
Yeah, to drive all that way and then play 4 games today, it's no easy task. Admittedly, they got here, what, 2 days ago, I think, because they were here for the Forster Lang pairs.
Yeah, I believe so. They got in just the night of the junior finals, and we had a long evening here with some 2-bowl pairs action, and then we got they had a quick sleep and back up here for the pairs, and in for the under 25s. So very busy time for those two.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for Luke, I got to drive him home a little while ago, so he gets a little bit of a chance to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, not so much.
But I believe Alex will end up having a bye tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, as everybody in this pool eventually gets one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so, because this is the pool with one additional entry, so it gives a little bit of a breather for some of them, and depends as well on when you get the bye. Personally, I like being the one getting a bye a little bit earlier in the competition, just so that you don't have to be that one sitting on the sidelines watching as other people get the wins to go up the leaderboard.
Yeah, I think I'd probably just rather take the bye on whatever day's the busiest, so it's less busy. So Alex is lying a couple. Ooh, Cam's throwing a drive over there. Bear
Oh,
jack.
and gets a jack clean over there on 4.
Clean into the ditch. Ditch draw now. Yeah, Carter's reassessing, doesn't want anything to get in his head.
Of course, seeing Cam's fast shot come right down the green on his drive may have sort of startled him a little bit, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just falling short.
Yeah, I think it might have been a good idea for him to step off the mat altogether and reapproach that, as that might have been playing a factor in his mind. To be totally clear and calm when you're about to deliver. Totally focused. That's one of the toughest challenges, is staying focused for so long, as some of these games can be really grueling, and to have 4 in a day, it can be tough to stay focused for, 8+ hours in a day.
Oh, for sure. And I always remember back in Saskatoon when we played the juniors, there was one of our players from Alberta that competed in the event. He played, I believe, 5 games in one day because he had the last bye in the tournament. And by the time he got to the end of the 5th in one day, it was absolutely exhausting for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've been in that boat before. In 2010, we played 5 games in a day, and it's grueling. In the heat, it makes it feel like it's 6 or 7 games, and it's tough. But gotta have the endurance to keep going. Not sure how many shots that was for Alex, but
Okay.
we'll see what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, one thing of note for Cameron, seeing how well he's playing so far, is that though his home club is Wanderers, he does play really often here at Dartmouth, training with fellow national team member Jackie Foster. So he does know these greens pretty much as well as if he were a club member here. So he's truly showing it through the first day of play.
I was talking to him, and he said this year he hasn't been here much, but last year and years before he was here quite frequently. $16-12 Kara Webster's up over Sydney Boyd, and 15-8 Rob Law's up over Josh Cameron, and 19-11 Cam LaFrenz over Owen Kirby. And what a beautiful bowl there from Carter Watson.
Oh, beautiful draw there from Carter.
That's a beaut. Alex is just inside.
Carter just coming down pretty much the same path.
Yep, just outside and just past.
Great
Probably
spot.
two. Alex is going to chase this one down now, just as the sun comes out. Does it have an effect when you're playing into the sun like that?
It sometimes does. That's why I always try to remember to bring my hat with me. Sometimes I've been known to forget it. If you're going toward away from the clubhouse, it can really be a major distraction trying to make a good shot, and then you have the sun just blaring in your eyes.
Mm-hmm. That was a great bowl there from Carter. He's putting a lot of pressure on Alex here.
Oh, for sure. And though Carter is playing in his first under-25 championship, he's definitely probably as experienced, if not more, at this level of top-level bowls, having won multiple times to go even to the majors, as well as playing here.
Yeah, I was talking about this earlier with Daryl about the amount of international experience players have here. I know you've been to the Australian Open many a time, but Alex LeBlanc has been to Tiger Bowls, so he's played over in Hong Kong and China. And then Cam LaFrenz, of course, being on our senior squads, played at World Championships and Multi-Nations event. Priscilla as well. Rob Law played at the NAC, so did Luke Caldwell, and both of them have already played at the World Youth Championships. So there's a lot of players here who have got that international experience already, which really just boosts this quality of play here.
Oh, for sure, and it really shows how well Canada can compete internationally when we have a field where of 13 guys, maybe half the field have international experience. It's absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the case of Priscilla, having the defending world champion in our tournament. Oh.
Carter is just putting on a clinic drawn to that tee. That's got to be 3, I would think, if not 4.
Oh, for sure.
And that is a huge jump, going from 14-8 to 17-8, potentially 18-8. Yeah, that's all 4, I believe. Rolling the dice.
Yeah, there you go. 18-8, Carter Watson right now over Alex LeBlanc.
I wonder how much of a transition it was for him to go from playing juniors, where it's only to 18 points, to now under 25s, where he played at 21. Because right now in juniors, this game would be done, but not the case for the under 25s. You have 3 more to go.
You see, though the extra 3 points does seem very different, so to speak, it really sort of changes a bit of the gameplay for 21, because you really have a little bit more time. You can have a few more points to work with, that if you maybe mess up one or two shots, you have a little bit of time to come back. 18 points, you really have to play a little bit more aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm curious how the timing of things will work out next year, playing U18 and U25 singles in the morning at the same time, as I'm sure many of the U18 games will probably finish first, so might need to schedule timing a little bit differently to have the under 25 players start a little earlier, maybe.
Oh, for sure. Generally, the under 25 games are a little bit longer than the under 18 games. Again, that juniors in Saskatoon, there were many games before the time limit was put in that we were playing 2 hours 45 minutes or more.
Yeah, it's very easy to have a good game if you're only scoring ones at a time to go back and forth. 1-1-1-1. Those games can take a long time to play.
Yeah, one of the Manitoba competitors that year probably had about 4 of his 5 or 6 games that pretty much went about 3 hours.
That can make her a long day.
So Carter just asking a little bit of how far in front his bowl is.
See if he can draw around here. He needs 3 to put this game to bed. Right now, I think he's only lying.
Oh,
beautiful
draw.
One right there. That is a gorgeous shot.
Right through the gap.
That is really going to put some pressure on Al.
Yeah, Alex just asking if that ball did touch the jack. It could play into his shot strategy, being that he could potentially kill the end. Like he looks like he's going to be throwing
just wide of everything.
I can see his logic because if you do get the ball out, he does have the closest to the tee and really puts Carter back under pressure.
Don't think I would agree with that strategy though, because if you miss, you're potentially giving the game up here.
Yeah, you're pretty much giving up the game. Yeah.
Well, that helps.
I do see that for sure. Yeah.
That helps. He's got second shot now, so he's only down one. Just needs to give it a tap.
Probably if I were Alex in this situation, I'd play a little bit less weight than what he's been throwing.
That's a dangerous shot to play.
Oh.
Got lucky he missed that. He easily could have taken his own ball out and given up the game there, and that's a risky shot to be playing, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. So that'll be one for Carter to make it 19-8. Next door, Cam LaFrenz is up 20-13 over Owen Kirby. Rob Law is up 15-11 over Josh Cameron, and Kara Webster's up 19-12 over Sydney Boyd.
It's been great to see some of these ones this year. We have, I believe, 5 that we're playing in both events, in under 18s and under 25s. So it really goes to show how long some of these ones will have a pretty long week after playing both events. And it sometimes will help them get really dialed in going into the under 25 after playing under 18s, Forster Lang, and all that.
For alley caps on Owen, says Terry Ryan. I'm not sure if you know who Terry Ryan is. He's a pretty good bowler back in Kitchener, Ontario. I believe that he bowls out of Heritage as well, if I'm not mistaken. He's the father to Caitlin Ryan.
I believe, is she a former Canadian Junior Champion too?
She is. She won in 2009, I think. And she plays mixed pairs with Daryl. They're off to Pointe Claire, Quebec, September 14 to 19. So it looks like Owen's got a couple of friends back in Ontario cheering him on. Carter is currently lying 1. He's looking to draw another to make it 2. And he looks a little spicy on that. Just too much mustard in the ditch.
Also, one of the things that can sometimes be a bit of a factor in the games here is the fact that since we're so close to the harbor, it can get pretty windy in this area, and when the green gets fast, it really does affect the bowls.
Yeah, the water is only just over the hill there, so it's nice and close. We saw on, I don't know if that was Thursday or Friday, some fog coming in, and it got a little foggy. Alex is drawing in for a shot bowl there.
Yeah, definitely a great pressure draw to keep it going from the former champion. Carter looking at this one with interest here. A little bit spicy still. Does he have it? Does he have it? Just a little bit behind.
Just passed. Alex is asking who shot, and Alex is holding 1. Looking to add to that count, see if he can get something rolling here, string a couple points together. And I think that's probably shot itself. Yeah, that's a good bowl there.
Well, it looks like on the ring 4, it was a very pressure draw from Owen Kirby, but I believe he may have the shot to keep his game going with Cameron LaFrenz.
Yeah, game's getting down to measure, but I expected those two to be first ones off the green, as they are both very fast bowlers. And this game has been going a little longer than I anticipated, with a few more trips to the head, as their heads have been very compact.
Carter looking at this one again there, but it just jams on Alex's.
I don't think he had the weight to be there, even if he would have got around. I think he still would have been a couple feet short. I know that you and your mom have been working hard for several months to make this event a go, especially with your trip to Australia for the Australian Open in between.
Yeah, definitely with a few late night emails to Bowls Canada's office and a bit of coordinating with the people back at home. It was tough, but we really I think we did a pretty good job, and I think that hopefully the players really enjoyed it, and maybe I believe in a few years, once I get to my last year of eligibility, we'll have it come back around.
Well, that'd be good to see.
Oh, great draw there from Alex.
That should be good for 3, I think. If it is 3, that would make it 19-11. Yeah. Calling it 3.
It looks like the measure over there on 4 was close enough that they're calling Cal back in to make a determination on who is closest. So if it's close enough that Cam calls a measure on it, then probably it's really too close to call.
Yeah, Cam usually has pretty good eyes. Down in the girls' game, it's 19-16. Kara Webster over Sydney Boyd, although Score and Sydney are comparing scorecards. Things might be changing here shortly for them. Rob Law's up 15-14, and game is on the line here with this measure between Cam and Owen, I think. That's a great opening bowl there from Alex. Big thanks to sportscanada.tv for renting us the equipment to bring this live to you.
Yeah, definitely great to have some of the viewers from all across the country and even around the world that get to tune in and watch some of our top rising stars get to battle it out for the whole week of competition here. First time that the juniors have gotten to be on live streaming, and hopefully not the last.
Yeah, that's right. I can tell you it's been quite the learning curve for me to try to figure out how all the streaming equipment works, and so far we're rolling. Hopefully we can keep learning and getting better as we go. Putting the lights on here, even though the sun's still shining, just in case things get a little dark.
Yeah, sometimes helps in this time of day there, just to keep a little bit of the glare down. Just putting on the lights, and it helps the bowlers, even if it doesn't look like it's dark. It just gives a little bit of assistance.
Alex is coming up well short with that. Might be an intentional guard as he's lying 2 beauties. Can't quite see the rink next door, but Kyle Bouchard's been down there measuring for quite a while.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if it's so close that Cal has been down there for a while, then it's probably extremely close. I think it may be a potential 3-way measure over there. Yeah. Between 2 of Cam's bowls and 1 of Owen's.
I think 2 of Owen's. I see wedges under 2 of Owen's bowls, so that could be a 4-way measure, actually.
Oh, wow. That would be really tight there, and Owen's really keeping with one of the best in this country.
That's interesting. I don't know if I've seen a 4-way measure, and he's been going for a while and hasn't kicked any bowls out either, so that means all 4 of these could be almost equal distance, which is impressive.
Oh, looks like they've signaled one for Cam.
So that's the game. Cam their friends wins 21-13. As we say that, Alex just threw a nice toucher.
And that's probably in singles there for Owen. I believe this only his 2nd loss this week.
Second loss this week?
Between under 18s and under 25s.
Yeah, I believe you're right on that.
Because he's won a few times here already in the under 25.
Yeah, that's his first loss in the under 25s, and I think he only had 1 loss in the under 18s. You're right. Second loss of the week. That's not bad.
Yeah, pretty good performance from the Kitchener native. Boy, he really has been having a good week.
Has he ever?
Hard to believe it was just a few years ago when Owen and I were the newbies here at Nationals.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Carter's playing a little bit of through weight on this. Gonna get the bull or the jack. I think he found the port.
Tough shot there.
That was a brilliant opportunity for him to put that game to bed. So that'll be one more for Alex. Clicking alive here. 19-12.
Oh, looks like we have another final over there on rink number 7. Appears like Kara Webster has picked up a 21-14 victory over Sydney Boyd. The former under-18 champion jumping up to the under-25 circuit pretty well.
Yeah, that puts her at 2-1 on the day, if I'm not mistaken, as she beat Sydney to start the tournament, lost to Priscilla by a shade, and then has now beat her again.
So Alex bring the mat up a little bit there. The lines can get a little bit tricky when you're playing right at the tee, so moving it up sort of changes it a little bit for the better.
Do you think it's best to bring the mat up closer to the hog line? Does that make it a more playable rink?
It really depends, honestly. Sometimes what it would play at now would be way different than if I was playing the same rink at 9 a.m.
Okay.
It has as it goes through the day, it has some little bits of changes, and on this rink generally I would bring the mat up a little bit more than where they have it now, but it's all up to how the player delivers and all that.
As Alex kickstarts this end, he threw a real beaut. And Carter's just looking to push him out and sailed through the port. Wonder how many times he'll be able to do that in a row.
Guess it's rally time for Alex, as it appears he's probably walked over for a little bit of a
probably taking a water break.
A water break or
and
a
over
quick
on
stop off the green.
Over on rink 6, the only other match still going. Rob Law's up 18-14 over Josh Cameron. Josh also drove all the way out here. Must be a scenic drive, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably. I believe he took a nice trip to Quebec and everything on the way there, and did some sightseeing along the way.
Mm-hmm. Now, Rob Law went down to the Gold Coast last year as one of Canada's reps for the World Youth Championships. I guess that was earlier this year, actually. And I am sure he is very eager to get back there, as he had a couple of wins for Canada under his belt, and I'm sure he's eager to improve on that.
Yeah, and that was definitely a very challenging tournament for them, dealing with the tropical cyclone and everything, and having to play multiple games in the run of a day just to get back on schedule. So he got some pretty good international experience from that, and he's truly showing that he has the chance to get back again.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, if I have something to say about it, I'll get a few wins and get to battle him for that chance.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer to play at Broad Beach and Gold Coast. The things you learn down there are priceless, really.
Yeah, and just being around all these top-notch international players. Like, you have some of the members of the Scottish national team playing for them. New Zealand, of course, Ryan Bester. If you can't learn from playing in the same teams as Ryan Bester and playing around Ryan Bester, then you're not as good a bowler, I guess. Because boy, I've gotten to see him in person. He's truly one of the best.
And of course, his club will be hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2018. That'll be in April, I believe, is when the Commonwealth Games will start.
Yeah.
That'll be a big festival down there.
And it was pretty fortunate for, I know some of our competitors normally wouldn't have been able to compete in this event because if it would have been in April, but because of it being the World Youth Championship being moved to February, it gave them that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Alex is looking to squeak by, and I'm not sure that was a good bull for him. I think he just chipped in Carter for one, and Carter has one more left, so he can draw in to finish this game. That's not the result that Alex was looking for.
Yeah, definitely not. It was a difficult spot for him on the green, and it looks like he's a little bit frustrated with that.
But for Carter, this is a crucial bowl. You want to be able to finish this game while you can. You don't want to drag this out another end, as it's the last bowl to come. You just need to draw a second shot.
Yeah, he's just going to want to take his time. Look, I thought that he was going to talk to his coach, Bo Cross, but doesn't particularly need to. He's feeling good, rolling the bowls well.
Yeah, just needs to draw.
Just draw for one, and you got yourself a victory.
Yeah, just need to draw another one to make it two.
A little bit fast. Will it be enough? Oh.
Just through. So I think that's only one.
Yeah, it looks like it. There, I think that one of Alex's is number 2, so.
So makes it 2012 for Carter Watson.
As the wind picks up here on the greens. And that can play a real big factor, as we've said there. Earlier in the afternoon, I was playing against Braden Campbell, my fellow Nova Scotian teammate, and there was one side that I couldn't play the whole first half of the game when the wind was down, but when the wind came up again, I was able to make it playable.
I want to give a special shout out to your mom, Anne-Marie Seitman, for taking all the pictures here. It's been great to have her take pictures at every junior championship that she's been to, as we don't always have the greatest photos at Bulls Canada, but it's great that she can supply them when she does.
Yeah, she definitely has a great eye for getting some good bowling pictures. Sometimes you just need that right second, just as they're delivering, to get a really perfect shot.
She's a great camera.
She does it
for
well.
it too. Sometimes you don't have a great camera to do it, but hers looks great.
Alex trying to draw around here.
And he does.
Beautiful shot.
That is a beautiful bowl.
And that's his international experience and his Canadian Championship experience coming to really show that he's able to, under this pressure situation, get a great draw like that. Carter looking to respond here. And just narrow.
Over on ring 6, Rob Law's up 19-14, and he's lying 3 in the head right now, I think. So he's probably just looking to get some coverage, as Josh has one more to come. So this game could almost be done for those two lads. Josh is going to go down and take a look at the head. Carter crashed on Alex's short bowl. Well-placed guard, if that was indeed the intent. Not sure if you could hear the marker, but he was saying there's a 3-inch separation between the jack and Alex's bowl. And I think he's tight and light.
Yeah.
Another opportunity here for Carter to see if he can push out Alex's bowl or grab the jack.
I think if I recognize my bowling faces, I think I just saw Pat Beggs from New Brunswick walking in to watch some of the action.
Oh, really? I haven't seen Pat Beggs in a while.
Pat, not only a former national champion, but also a former co-chair of this event when it was in Fredericton.
Mm-hmm.
Putting on a great show when it was there. And it looks like that was a final on rink number 6 with Robbie Law picking up a victory over Josh Cameron.
Rob Law was 1-1 prior to that game, and Josh Cameron was 1-2. So that'll boost Rob Law into the upper half of the standings for his pool. Big opportunity here for Alex to score another one. If he could score 2 here, that really gets him back into this.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't think he did. He's inside again. So that's just a 1 for Alex to make it 20-13.
But again, sometimes those ones can be a little bit mentally draining for your opponent who's up and you're picking away at that deficit.
Mm-hmm.
It can change the momentum of the match.
Oh, can it ever? Sometimes 1 is all you need. 1-1-1-1-1 will do it.
So now this is the last game out in play before we finish off for the evening. So
that's right. Alex
they're definitely putting on a show.
Mm-hmm. Alex brought the mat up a fair bit again. We'll see if that can help him carry on this game, keep the points in his favor.
And it probably is a really good idea just to move that mat up, change the lines, and hopefully it will get him a better chance at drawing to the jack. Looks close here.
Yeah, he's off to a good start. That's a great opening bowl. Carter's hot on his heels, but sailing through. I wonder if the pressure is getting to Carter a little bit, knowing that he just needs that 1. Sometimes that can be a psychological concern when you're just trying to catch that ever elusive single point, and that's all you're thinking about is just 1 point, rather than just roll your bowls, get 1 close, find your line, find your weight.
Of course, some people may remember back in 2012 when Ryan Bester was in the men's singles final at the World Bowls, and he got off to a little bit of a poor start in that against Leif Selby, and after Selby hit 19, it went for a while with Bester scoring points after points after points, and it almost came back to tie.
Yeah, just about. Well, that's a beauty bowl there from Alex.
Beautiful bowl.
Good effort. Just a little short, I think. It is shot, though. It flopped in. We'll see if Carter can either move the jack or push Alex through. He's looking a little aggressive on that shot. Just around. Not quite the action he was hoping for. 1 bowl left for each.
So a crowd has sort of started to form behind the green as Alex is looking for his final shot. Nice deep breath and roll it smooth.
He's lying 1 right now. If he can just rest Carter's back bowl there, he could be lying 3. You don't want to touch the jack. You don't want any jack action on that, I don't think. And that's a great bowl for 2.
Shot there from Alex.
You think Carter's going to blast at that?
Honestly, it's possible, but from this angle, I really can't tell how square he'd have to hit it.
Well,
if he gets it out, he does have the tee, so.
I don't think he even needs jack movement if he can double out both of Alex's bowls. I think he might have 3rd.
Yeah, I believe he probably does, so.
So he just needs to...
He looks like he's going at it.
Yeah, I think that looks like a drive to me. Here it goes.
Oh, a bullet there. Wow, what a shot there from Carter.
He's got to hope that that bull goes dead, and I think it might have.
I believe it did.
And I think that could be the game. Alex is walking down to shake hands.
There you go. So
21-13
great
win
shot
for Carter Watson. That's a good drive. So that's it for us for today. We'll let you know about tomorrow, as it's going to be weather dependent on if we'll be streaming or not. Thanks for commentating with me, John.
Oh, no problem. Hopefully the weather holds off a little bit and I may get to be on the other side of the streaming tomorrow.
All right, well, that's it for us here. We'll see you later.
See you later.